All right, everybody. So today we are going to dive right into um, a topic that I think is on a lot of people's minds,
Yeah,
and that is wealth inequality.
big one.
Yeah, and we've got some really interesting excerpts here that I think kind of highlight the scope of the issue.
Yeah.
So, I mean, one of the things that I found just really striking right off the bat
Mm-hmm.
was how concentrated
Yeah,
the world's wealth really is.
absolutely.
Um, one of the sources points out that the top 1%
Okay.
now holds more than twice the wealth of the
There.
bottom 99% combined.
Yeah. And what's really fascinating about that is it's not a new trend.
Right.
The source actually traces this back decades, showing this increasing concentration of wealth at the very top.
Yeah, it's like
It's like a snowball effect.
yeah.
That initial accumulation of capital
Yeah.
just has this compounding effect over time.
Right. And it makes you wonder, right? Like when you see these huge numbers,
Mm-hmm.
it's not just numbers on a spreadsheet, right?
No, absolutely not.
This has real world implications.
It does. One of the excerpts I thought was really interesting. It dives into the political landscape
Okay.
and cites numerous examples of how the ultra-wealthy really leverage their resources to influence policy decisions.
Oh, interesting.
Campaign contributions, lobbying efforts, even funding think tanks.
Right.
It creates a system that often seems to really favor the interests of a select few.
It really makes you question, who has the real power
Yeah.
in these situations.
It does, and it makes you think about social mobility.
Yeah.
One of the sources argues that this extreme wealth inequality creates this uneven playing field.
Right. That it's just inherently harder to climb the economic ladder when the rungs are further apart at the top.
It's like that whole idea, right, of the level playing field, equal opportunity,
Oh.
and then you come up against this, and I'm just going to read this quote
Mhm.
because it really stopped me in my tracks.
Yeah.
It says, "I don't think that's the world we should be living in."
Wow.
And it's like, that made me stop and think.
It is a powerful statement. It really is.
Yeah.
It challenges us to think critically about the world that we've created
Yeah.
and to consider some alternative visions.
Yeah.
What would a world with greater economic equality actually look like?
Right.
Would it mean sacrificing innovation and progress?
Right.
Or could it potentially unlock greater prosperity for a much larger segment of society? Those are really profound questions. And I think for me, where I'm left is, what can we as individuals even do,
Right.
when you're talking about these systems?
It is the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I think maybe a good starting point is staying informed,
Oh.
engaging in these thoughtful dialogues about these very real issues, and challenging ourselves to envision a future that works better for everyone.
I love that.
What kind of world do you want to be a part of?
Yeah?
I think that's a question we should all ask ourselves.
That's something to think about.
It is.
Well said.
Thanks.
All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll see you next time.